Okay, so a real quick video on this Nightstick model 550XL. And this is a compact light. This is sitting on the VP9. It's this little guy right here. And this is one of my favorite lights from Nightstick so far. I have their full-size lights. Here's one right here on a Keltec. And I have the other one on my Freedom Ordnance FX9 9mm carbine. And they're really good lights. And this is included in that statement. It's a really good light, very high quality. It's pretty much in the same range as the Streamlight TLR series. So if you're looking for a comparison and what is its market, it's right in that area. So this light, this is a compact light, and I'll show this to you here better on camera. The design, very simple design. The mounting is just like the full-size Nightsticks. It has 4 inserts, so that way you can really fit it to your particular gun. So there's no play between the trigger guard and the light, which I really like. I like that system that Nightstick uses, so that way you can really fine-tune the light to your particular firearm. Before I go over the specs, I just want to show you a couple things. Right up here at the bezel, on and off, right here, this is in the off position. So that way you can't accidentally turn it on if you're storing it, which I like that. Back to on, and there you go. It's on. The controls on the back here is just touch controls. So there's on, there's off. The same on this side here, on and off. This light is a very well-mounted light. It doesn't work itself loose. I haven't had any problems. Sometimes with lights out there, I may have had an issue with during recoil and a lot of rounds fired. It may work itself loose, but I haven't had that issue with this particular light. So let me go over some of the specs. Of course, I just showed you it's ambidextrous. It has a 2.5 hour runtime, and it's 2.5 ounces, so it's really light. If you guys are really into weight and you're into the ounces and all that stuff, then there's some information for you there. It's powered by a CR123 battery, so fairly easy battery to get. It does have a safe mode battery shut off. Of course, the company calls it IPX7 waterproof, so it's basically down to about a meter. It's waterproof. It's a 2-meter drop resistant. It has 4,612 candela, and it's 550 lumens. So along with that, you got about 136 meter beam length, and then your battery time is about 2.5 hours. So that's kind of just the specs, the dry specs off of it. And you can go ahead and go to their website. YouTube has a thing. They don't like me putting the link in my description bar anymore, but if you just look up Nightstick lighting or type in Nightstick on the search deal for Google, then you'll pull up the website, and you can look at the specs there. So overall, after looking at the light and shooting with the light, this light and the other Nightstick lights, I can't help but recommend them. Again, sometimes I'm hesitant with different light manufacturers because I've recommended some in the past, and then it kind of bit me in the rear end where it's like, okay, the light turned out good, and then after a while something happened and it turned out it wasn't that great of a light. These lights, I've got some rounds down range with this VP9, and this light is solid. It's very, very solid. I do like some of the other details they put, such as serializing the light, and how they model the light really closely after the Streamlight TLR series. So it really adds as far as holster compatibility and such. If you guys are running holsters, that's going to be something right there. That's a big plus in my eyes. The price point, I put them just a hair cheaper than the TLR series, but you're right in that price area. So as far as the market, I see where they're marketing it. It's not an over expensive light like you see the Surefires. They tend to be really expensive lights because they're really high quality, really well made. This is also well made, but it's not that expensive, so it puts it in reach for the general masses. So if you guys and gals out there, you're on a budget and you're looking at, well, what kind of light can I use for this handgun? self-defense handgun, you know, whether it's concealed carry, home defense, what have you. Check these guys out because they'll give you a good light for not an extremely large amount of money. So with that said, I haven't found anything really big that I don't like about the light. The one thing I will say about this particular light, if you're worried about an accidental light discharge, then you may have to work on training with this light and really paying attention where your thumbs are, because it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to turn that on. Okay, so you could just bump your thumb on it and then the light triggers on. So that's one thing I noticed with this light. If you're using it in, let's say, a tactical environment or whatnot, where you're really trying to pay attention to light discipline, then keep in mind, if you're using this light, to really be aware of those thumbs, so that way you're not going to accidentally trigger stuff. But that's about the only little note that I have for this light. Everything else, the mounting, the fitment to this gun, the inserts are great because you can fit it to any type of gun, whether it's full size or compact, and really tune the light fitting so that way it maintains a nice flush fit with the handgun. All that stuff I really like. Again, I'm kind of impressed. Not often am I truly impressed with a company that I haven't heard of before, actually not too long ago. I honestly never knew about these guys until a local gun store, Machine Guns Montana. They were carrying it. I looked at it and I'm like, holy crap. And the guy's like, yeah, man, they were at SHOT Show and it's pretty cool. So I started looking at the stuff. I'm like, hey, these guys are kind of neat. The light, according to the company, it was designed in Texas and is manufactured in China. And I already know what a lot of you people are saying. Oh, crap, it's manufactured in China. Well, if you look at a lot of accessories out there, they're manufactured in China. Take Vortex Optics. Vortex Optics makes a lot of good optics, and a lot of their stuff is manufactured in China. In fact, iPhones, they're manufactured in China as well. So anyway, just want to throw that out there. Check these lights out if you haven't already. I highly recommend it. As I do more of a long-term use, I'll let you know if any problems come up, but I don't foresee it. It seems like with lights, if the problems start happening, they start happening sooner than later, at least in my experience. Other people have different experience, but I don't foresee any problems with this. One thing to note, Nightstick does have current contracts with law enforcement and other first responder agencies. That says something right there. They also have different types of flashlights and all that stuff that they provide that are not, weapon mounted specific. They're more just regular flashlights. But that tells me something right there. When you're starting to pop up with law enforcement and first responder contracts, that says you're on the right track as a company. So, all right, thanks a lot for watching, and feel free to provide your input in the comment section below. And stay safe out there.